All right, welcome back to Run the World podcast, guys. This is episode 20. We have first to 11 on, and they're going to be in the studio. So
we talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk about YouTube, going on tour, some deals they have that they're making, Smith's hot dogs, 814 a day.
We talked about a lot of stuff. Honestly, great
episode.
That went well.
Erie band, so
yeah.
Go show some love, and we'll see you guys later.
All right, guys, welcome back to episode 19 of Running the World podcast. You might be a little confused why me and Alex are sitting on the same side of the table. That's because we have some people in the studio.
Let's go! We're here.
Full studio. We had to do a little rearrangement, but we got them out here and they got a lot to say. So.
Yeah, so we have first to 11 on. We're going to let them introduce themselves, and if they're humble, we're gonna fill you in on them. So whoever wants to take it away.
Give us a little Wikipedia bio.
Yeah.
Of what
Oh, gosh.
I Googled first to 11, and it says...
Hello, we're First to 11, and we are the best cover band in the entire world.
Okay.
Crazy. That's it. We don't need that much introduction. No, but we're from Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm Matthew. I'm the guitar player.
I'm Sam. I'm the drummer.
I'm Audra, and I'm the singer.
I'm Ryan, and I'm the bass player.
Should we talk? I guess we can talk about
And we're
how
first
long
to
we've...
11.
And we're first to 11. How long have we even been together? I mean, this...
So this all started like 13 years ago with Ryan setting up what is now the Rock School and kind of testing out putting like young kids into bands, and I was like one of the young kids that I was experiment A. So he put me and a bunch of my friends that I went to school with together, and he's been teaching us ever since, and it's just kind of spiraled into the cast that it is now, with people joining the Rock School and Sam being friends with like us kind of on the outside. And then when everyone was like, we're going to go to college, Sam was like, oh, I'm in. I'm here. Then we scooped him up, and now he's our drummer.
And that's kind of what happened.
That was 2009 was when we started playing shows as M4 was the name of the band back then.
Just so you know, can we get a quick age from everyone?
Oh,
Yeah, we can do ages. This is our favorite.
Sure.
I love this. I'm 20.
20.
36.
not that they're 36, but you think 2009, they're 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Yes, we were very young.
Yeah, they were
And,
very young.
We started with the band. Ryan's big idea has always been like you do covers to make people want to listen to your original music. So we were filmed like a YouTube cover back in like 2013 of E.T., the Katy Perry song. And our parents were like...
no, that was like 2011.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it earlier?
because I was still with
before,
Catherine.
Yeah, it was before I was even
We had
in the
another
band,
singer back
My
then
bad.
before Audrey even joined.
I must be getting old.
Yeah.
But we filmed that, and our parents were like, you can't do YouTube covers. And Ryan was like, ah. So we like waited for like 5 years.
Waited until 2016,
He waited for like
and then
5
he did it
years, and
again.
he's like, we're going to do it again. And we did Heathens by 21 Pilots, and that did quite well. So we were like, we should keep doing this
we
YouTube
kinda
cover
got
thing.
lucky with the
And
first
we
one.
haven't stopped since 2016.
Yeah.
And that's our life now.
Yeah.
We said college, more like covers. Let's go.
So in 2016, I think about today, actually, I was talking about this with my dad. You guys played Ian's benefit concert at Gravel Pit
Oh,
Park.
yeah.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, these kids are good. Like, I was like, oh, they're good. And someone was like, yeah, they're like your age. And I was just like, whoa, slow down. What? And then I've been around ever since.
Wow,
So,
that's crazy. Oh my gosh. That does feel like a really long time ago, though.
We pride ourselves on our consistency. Like 3 years ago now, we said we're going to upload once a week, and we have not missed a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes we add some.
We have almost missed weeks. It's been pretty close.
Yeah, we've had some
Multiple
close
times,
calls.
but we have not missed a week. Not even COVID could
Yeah.
come in here and
True.
stop us. We said COVID 2 videos a week.
Yeah.
Try and
That
stop
is what we
me.
did.
You guys, every Thursday, you do a live stream, right?
Yes, we do.
Yep.
We do a
Live
live
stream
stream
and
an hour
video.
before the video comes out.
Yeah.
So we use that to kind of like gather up all our fans. They watch the live stream,
Send them
and then we
right
send them
to the
right to the
video.
video. And that way, all our super fans and stuff, they comment and subscribe, and that helps us in the algorithm. And so
At least we think.
Not that we
Actually,
know
don't
how the
really
algorithm
know.
works. 'Cause the algorithm doesn't know how the
Nobody
algorithm
really
works.
knows,
Yeah, that's true.
but we try.
it's wishful thinking, anyways, to get everyone there right before the video comes
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
People seem to like it. People also think we just can learn songs instantly.
Yeah.
Because we do
We-
like
we-
5
we do
songs
5
for the live
songs.
stream through an hour. So 5 songs scattered through an hour, and we just talk in between. And people are always just like, shut up and just play songs. Brother, we do 1 cover a week plus 5 acoustic songs a week.
Yeah.
You're going to have to slow down. We can't learn that many songs.
Who knows, though? We say that now and...
No.
But eventually, we're going to get to that point where we just have this encyclopedia of songs.
Yeah.
And then we'll just be able to go back through and be like, oh, yeah, if we want us to play that, we can play that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. Not like, oh, don't
In
remember.
theory, that's how it should work, but...
We'll get there.
All right, so taking it back to like the beginning days, where did you guys like fall in love with music? Like, what was like the thing that like started you guys' love for music? Like Post Malone, I watched an interview with him, and he said he found his love for music through Rock Band, and played Rock Band, the video game.
That's so
Let's
close
go! Guitar Hero 3, baby.
Yeah, and so that's like kind of that was like the start of his music and his love for it. So for you guys, can you like think of like a moment or like
Oh, yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 3. I had the Wii version of Guitar Hero 3, and I'd play it every day. My mom hated it because it'd be like the clicking. And I was like, I went to my dad. I was like, I play Guitar Hero a lot, Dad. Buy me a real guitar. And he was like, no. I was like, no. How do I? Okay, so for some reason, my little 7-year-old brain was like, if I practice Guitar Hero, he'll see that I want a real guitar. Which now I look at it, it's just me playing video games, but that's not how I thought about it. I was like, I gotta practice Guitar Hero. So like it took me like 3 months to like convince him. And the only reason he really like took me up on the offer is because he knew Ryan through like one of his.
We had met. I was Tony and Guy's Modern Male 2008. I won this hair contest, and his dad cuts hair was one of the judges. And after the competition, he came up to me and he's like, my kid is just crazy with Guitar Hero. Like, I think I need to get him into lessons. And he was like, you seem like you play guitar. And I was like, yeah, and I teach lessons. And that was how he started with lessons, and that was how the band started rolling and stuff.
He knew you played guitar. He could just tell by your hair.
Yeah.
It was very obvious back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did your hair look like back then?
It could do it.
Like-
If we look this up, oh my
Like that.
That's a good look.
He wore glasses.
Like
he
the
could see
emo,
things back
like-
then.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was very, and it was like colored,
Yeah.
like blonde or gray streaks or something like that in
yeah.
it.
He was
Like
so
he
hot.
listened to Strictly Radio.
Yeah.
They're like, yep, this is the guy who's going to teach my son how to do
Yeah. I looked like Stefan from Saturday Night Live. Do you know that character?
Nope. take
No.
it.
All right.
We literally started the band in his parents' basement.
Mhm.
There's no more humble beginning.
No.
Yeah.
It's that or garage. That's where
Garage,
all great
what is
things
it?
start.
We have practiced in garages before, too.
How'd you start, Sammy?
I started because I have an older brother, and I just wanted to do everything that he did. And when he was gone doing big boy things, I would just go and take his guitar and play it. And then actually I found out later, at my first guitar lesson with him, I found out that he taught my brother, who's 7 years older than me, he taught my brother like way back in the day. And then, I don't know, he stopped playing and he was just like, this is yours now. Like, here, take it. So, yeah, that's how I got started. Pretty much just everything my brother did is what I wanted to do.
And then we made him play drums.
He got really good at guitar, and then we just
And
made him play
then-
another instrument.
Yeah, actually, sure.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I think, I don't know, I feel like for me it was way different. I just, like, watched a lot of, like, musicals and, like, Disney movies when I was younger. And there's one in particular that I remember. I watched Annie a lot for some reason. And I just remember, like, in my living room just singing this song, like, from Annie as loud as I could all the time. And eventually I got good at it. And my parents were like, what are we going to do with her? Like, what are we supposed to do? Nobody in my family sings. Like, they had no clue what to do. And that's kind of how I started. And I was just like, I really like this. I want to sing. And I started doing musicals at my school. And then I eventually saw them playing live somewhere with their other singer, signed up for the rock school. And then when their old singer left, I got put into First to 11. So that's kind of how that happened. That was
How'd you
pretty
start,
lucky.
Ryan?
How did I start?
We're going way back.
I mean,
Eons ago.
mine was really like weird because I heard like a couple songs that had like heavy guitars in it that I was like, ooh, what is that? And one of them was a wrestling. You remember that it was called Full Metal. It was like the first wrestling intros album. So it was like the Undertaker's theme and like Psycho Sid's theme. And there were two original songs at the very beginning of that were like the sequence of like the opening sequence of WWE Raw or F Raw at the time. And there was just really heavy guitars, and I was like, what is that sound? And I was like, and I heard a couple other things like Marilyn Manson, Beautiful People, and I was like, what instrument does that? And I would ask my dad, and he was like, I don't know. My mom was like, I don't know. And then eventually I think I saw like a video of Metallica playing or something like that, and I was like, that's the sound that I like. And it was like palm muted, distorted guitars. And so once I found out like what instrument that was, and I was like, oh, I need to get one of those. So me and my friend that I had like in my neighborhood, we were both like obsessed with Metallica for years, and we only listened to them and only played Metallica songs. So that was how I learned how to play guitar, was just all Metallica all the time.
Nice fun fact about Marilyn Manson. He went to high school the town over from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so and like,
Oh my
a bunch of people
gosh.
knew him, like, and they said that he was like a pretty normal, like kind of like a loner kid, but he was like a really normal kid. And then now all the people like graduated with him, they're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck.
Wasn't he on like a popular like talk show? Wasn't he on like not obviously not Ellen, but he was on some sort of like talk shows like
I
a
mean,
big
they
deal.
would like when he was in that stage, you know, the Beautiful People, like when that came out, they would just parade him around because he was so weird, and they were like, come on this talk show, come on this, like
Strange
freak
guy.
everybody out. And then, you know, everyone blamed him for everything that was wrong like in the world because he was who he was.
Yeah, he was a strange guy.
So you got your start. How do you get back to giving other people their start in music and teaching lessons?
I mean, I started teaching lessons when I was in high school. You know, people were like, you play guitar, would you like to teach my son? So I had actually a couple students that would come over to my house before school. So I would teach like 2 lessons at like 6:45 and like really early in the morning. And they would just get on the bus at my house and then go to whatever grade school. So that was when I started teaching, and I was in like bands with some friends and stuff in high school, but we had like these talent shows that we would do every year, and I was always like, I want to put together a band like for the talent show every year. So I would take kids that didn't know how to play instruments, but they were like, dude, I want to play in a band with you. So I would teach them how to play their instruments and then teach like a song. So I was like rock schooling my own friends like back in high school. And we would play like The Used, Box Full of Sharp Objects, and
Really?
like Saves the
Wow.
Day. We would play like a lot of like, and Taking Back Sunday, like a lot of like alternative stuff back then at our high school talent shows, which was like super fun. Like, I wish I could see videos of those because we were probably so bad. But like, it was like the coolest thing. And I did it, I think 4 years in a row that I just got different kids together and we're like, all right, let's put together a band and do this. I even did it 1 year after I graduated high school because they were younger than me and they were like, will you come back and play this? So I like put my bass on like behind the curtain and I just like played off the side of the stage because I wasn't even in high school anymore.
That's fine.
Real quick, where did all you guys go to high school? Which high schools, I guess?
I went to Fairview.
I went to collegiate.
I went to Seneca.
And I went to Harbor Creek.
Our roommate went to Harbor Creek.
So wait, where are you guys from then?
So I went to prep, and we both go to Gannon. He's my college roommate.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Canton, Ohio. Like
Oh,
right
okay.
where Marilyn Manson. was from. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. I had to drive up today so I forgot we were doing this today, honestly. until last night, he's like, hey, you know, you're coming up, right? And I'm like, oh, God. We're recording. Yeah, I'll be there. But, yeah, no. So you guys did mention a little bit about COVID and how you're posting 2 videos a week. How much growth did you see through COVID? Because nobody was doing anything but consuming content, honestly. Is that when you guys
Exactly.
really,
It's funny you say that.
is that when you guys
That
like,
was
really
our
gripped?
exact thought.
Yeah.
Because we were just like all sitting at home, like, what else are we gonna do?
We had probably, we're always like ahead of our schedule. So we usually have like 3 or 4 videos banked and then we put them out and then we record new ones. So we had like 3 or so videos that were already shot in the studio and we were just kind of like, you know, riding out the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever we thought it was going to be. And then we started to get to the end of the videos that we had banked and we were like, we're going to need to figure this out. But we had originally thought that everyone was going to go to colleges. So Matt was going to go to like Alabama. Sam was, I don't know where you ended up deciding, but you were going to go somewhere not Erie as well. So we were trying to figure out like when they go to college, how are we going to continue to shoot videos? We didn't want to let the channel just, you know, die. So we were like, we'll set up a camera on a tripod and we'll do
a split screen.
split screens and
video.
like we'll figure out how to do our covers. So that was like the summer before COVID. We kind of had it all figured out and how we were going to do it. And then we were just like, all right, well, they're going to stay here. We don't need to worry about that. So then when it was time, when COVID happened, we were like, oh, let's just do what we said we were going to do when they were in college. So we all have our own computers. So, you know, Matt would record his entire cover and then send it to Audra, and then she would just do her vocals at her house. And we were all working remotely, but just sending everything back and forth through Dropbox and like piecing the songs together, and then shooting the videos, uploading those to Dropbox.
Just at our house.
And then Matt would, just, you know, get everybody's files all by a certain day, and then he would edit the video together. And so we started out kind of rough, but we got the hang of it really quick. Doing everything remotely like that. Yeah, we didn't see each other for like 2 months.
Yeah,
or
I went to
something like that.
Connecticut.
Yeah, Matt went
Yeah.
to where his parents live in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And
I was kind of freaking out. I was like, I'm dipping out of this city, bro.
Yeah.
Get me out.
Sam was the only one that went to the studio because his
Right.
drums were all set up there. And then I shot in my like living room.
Shot
and,
in my basement.
yeah.
Did you guys like build stuff? Like, did you already have something like decent to record in, or did you have to build
We
something,
did
or
just,
did
like-
you just shoot? You just got in a spot and shot it.
You just shot in different
Yeah.
rooms in your house.
Yeah.
I have just like a gray wall in my basement that I shot every single video against.
I just went to Audra's house and was like, here's your camera,
Yeah.
here's your tripod, here's
is
the
where you should do
angles
it,
and where
yeah.
you need to put them. And she just did exactly what we
Yeah.
normally would do.
I got really lucky.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
dad, where he works, has like an office building, and they do business coaching for like the hair care industry, and they do like on lives where he like stands in front of like a white wall like screen. So they had a whole studio set up for like shooting like talking presentations. So I was like, I'm just gonna play guitar in front of it. So it's actually
Yeah.
kind of funny because Audrey's, you can tell it's like one light in like a dusty basement,
Yeah.
and I'm like perfectly
Like a
lit
studio,
against like a
like-
white background. Like my shots looked really good. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, I was like initially really mad because I saw your shots and I was like, how did he do that? And I didn't know that like any of that stuff existed.
Yeah, like I just like, my dad's like, yeah, I think we have like something that you could shoot against. And I was like, ah! It was like there was like 3 different lights, like. Just,
I remember getting excited every week to see where in your house you would shoot, because you just kept moving around, and I was like, "Where's?"
I was
Ryan
trying to
gonna be at
find
this
like
week?
things that worked well because it was really hard because Abby wasn't home like during the day when
Yeah.
I would shoot them. So like Abby's my wife. So I didn't have anyone to help me. So I would put like a tripod with like a balloon on it, and I would focus the camera because I didn't have an autofocusing camera either. I had one that you had to manually, so I had to run behind the camera and like focus on the balloon and then run back and like try and play everything correct. And if I messed up, then I had to go back and turn it off, turn it back on. And it just like, it got really, really hard. So I found a place that like the lighting was just consistent at the same time every day. But I tried shooting in my basement, and then I moved to Abby's photography studio and tried to shoot there with her lights. And then I just was like, I'm just going to shoot in my living room. Like,
Cool.
You know what that reminds me of? And who did a ton of covers over quarantine?
Kills.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah,
Yes,
his were really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really talented. They did like the split screen, like he was like in like sitting on like his pool table and then,
Yeah.
like in his bathroom,
Yeah.
and, like just like moving around the house. So he really
In the car.
capitalized in the car too.
Yeah.
Like he really capitalized on
Smoking gas
COVID.
fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and he that's when he really blew up, and then his new album came out. If you guys listen to it,
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely really like that.
All right.
Now,
Now that we're kind of moving into this, what favorite artist for each of you? Like listen
Oh, like
to
one?
Like right? No, okay, maybe not all time. Who are you listening to? Like right now, you're gonna get in the car. You're gonna drive. This is who you're listening to.
Let me check.
Right now, I've been listening to a lot of the 1975, actually. Like, off the top of my head, that I've been listening to that album, the 1975 album, like, every day.
I actually think it's easier for me to do all time and it's Say Anything.
Okay.
Like they're just like I like ever since I've like first listened to them, they're the only band that's like ever stayed like in my like rotation of bands that I constantly like listen to. So like obviously bands get cycled in and out for like what, you know, who has a new album out, who do I like listening to, but they have just always stayed because their first 3 albums are masterpieces when it comes to like I guess that like alternative emo-esque like, you know, band. I'm actually surprised like with the company that they came up with like My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy, that they aren't way bigger than they are, because they're definitely like I think they're better than both those bands, and it was like the same time, same genre of music. So it surprises me that like they're like kind of almost like a sleeper band in that sense.
Yeah.
I feel like they're a little highbrow though. Say Anything kind of has like lyrics that you might need to, have a little bit more of a.
You might have to think about it.
Yeah.
Dude's
Yeah,
dude's
for
kind of
sure.
crazy when it comes to writing lyrics.
Yeah.
His
But
lyrics
I think
are
My Chem is
insanely
something that's
good.
like, it's very universal. It applies to everybody, and I feel like
That is true.
It's easy to
Say
listen
Anything's
to.
lyrics are very like.
And My Chem kind of capitalized on like that aesthetic.
oh yeah,
and
they
I was like,
definitely. And Say Anything never had any sort of
Had it-
aesthetic at
no.
all.
Yeah, yeah.
was
His
just-
lyrics are very just like, I'm going to write exactly how I feel, and I'm like the only person that understands it, and I'm going to
Yeah.
explain it that way. So it can kind of just be like, is he really saying he hates everyone else but himself? And yes, that's pretty much exactly what he's saying.
I have three that are like kind of dominating my Discover. One is Britney Spears because we just
We just did a cover.
we just did a Britney cover, but I like went down a rabbit hole a little bit, and I think, oh my gosh, I just think whoever actually, okay, hold on, whoever produces Britney Spears stuff is just, I mean, like, why would you not be hiring the best of the best to work with her? But everything is so like polished and clean, and I don't know,
You want to shake their hand?
I turned that shit up to 11. I love Britney Spears. And actually, I'll just give the other one because I think it's more prominent than my last one. But Smashing Pumpkins, I've always kind of been like on and off with them. But a good friend of mine who's been home for the summer that we've been spending a lot of time together, and like every time he comes over, he's like found a new like unreleased something that like they never put out, or found another undiscovered. Have you heard this acoustic thing that they did live like one time in some small club or something? And I've just been finding so much Smashing Pumpkins just like gold. You know what I mean? So that's where I am.
I've got nothing. Like everything that I listen to now is like some sort of research for some sort of project that I'm doing. So like I listen to country music because I'm in a country band. I listen to pop music because I do this stuff with First to 11.
You're in a pop
And-
punk band, right?
Yeah, I do pop punk stuff.
What
so
other bands are you in?
I'm in Daytona Beach 2000, which is all pop punk. We do like Blink and Green Day and all that sort of stuff. And then I'm in a country cover band that's called Refuge. So we do like. Oh really?
Loves Refuge.
But we do all, Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, all like modern kind of country sort of stuff. So, and then now I'm doing this song with Brenna, so I'm listening to like duet country stuff that I'm gonna have to work on like later on this month. And yeah, pretty much everything is just research for something else. My son plays drums, so I'm trying to learn the songs that he's interested in as well. And like he actually gets me into more music that I don't listen to than anyone else does right now, because he finds stuff on his iPad, and like Hailstorm. Like I didn't like Hailstorm. Matt hates Hailstorm. But like my kid likes it, and I'm like, all right, I'll learn this. And then now I kind of like that band. I don't know. So like, and then he got me into Ghost and Architects. Like he's
Really? By the way, he's 5?
He's 5.
yeah,
These are like
He's
like
5.
Satanist metal bands.
yeah. But he's into like super heavy stuff, and he was actually just doing the Marilyn Manson version of Sweet Dreams. He's been super into that. And then that got into like this other Holly Hunter cover of Sweet Dreams. It's like super creepy. So now I'm listening to like some of her stuff. Yeah, it's just all like, it's all
sounds like you're gonna
nothing that I like want to listen to.
Well, I think the one thing that's like a lot of people don't actually realize is how much we have to listen to music.
Yeah, yeah.
And it almost makes me
Not
not
want
want
to
to listen to
listen.
music. Because, like, when we're at work, you know what I mean? We're
Oh,
learning
we
a new
do.
cover. So, like, I'm listening to at least one song every day 30 million times. And then if we're practicing our set for live show, we have 60 songs that we got to know. So we play all those songs. And then we learn 5 a week. We were talking before we turn the cameras on about how we live stream. Or actually, that was during the cameras. I'm just stupid. We live stream 5 songs a week. So we got to listen to those 5 songs. And, like, I find myself, like, when I'm sitting alone, like, on our drive here, I didn't listen to any music in the car.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I just listen to music for like the whole day.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to listen to it anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I do. Even like sometimes when I have students come in, I'm like, they
That's-
are showing me more songs, and I'm like, where did you guys even find this? Like, I'm surprised that I've like never heard of this before. But then we learn stuff for them, and sometimes I'm just like, here's a song that you would like, and it's just one that we're doing, and I'm like, you can learn this
But
one.
I don't think people actually give them enough credit, like the people that are out there just listen to a lot of music and how difficult it is to find new music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just crazy to me that people are like, oh man, you guys don't know this band. I'm like, it's so taxing to find like new artists. And I don't even like, I'll just be honest, I don't even try because like I said, I get home and I'm just like, dude, I don't want to listen to any more music. I'm going to bed, man. I don't want to, I'm done with this today.
I also feel like when I want to listen to, someone will show me a band that I'm like, oh, I think I would really like the rest of their catalog. I don't like listen to it casually. You know what I mean? Because when I'm in the car, I'm researching or, you know, trying to remember a song that we're going to play later that day. So that eats up all that time. Like, I feel like when I like want to listen to an artist, I have to like go on a walk by myself. You know what I mean? And like completely isolate myself from like everything else that's going on. Because I can't like, you know, really dive into music like I used to when I would just like, I don't know, be driving around with nothing to do when I was 18. Because now everything is just so full of like, I got to do this, I got to do that. And there's not really enough time to like enjoy music anymore.
Yeah, I listen to like our songs in the car more than anything else. Because I'm like on my way to like the studio and I'm like, oh, we have to play this song later. I need to listen to it again.
I have to try
just
and like
listening to our stuff over and over. I'm like, oh my gosh.
osmosis, like learn our songs. Like when I was trying to learn Scar Tissue, I hadn't like put my hands on the bass and like tried to play it yet. But I just listened to it while I was mowing the grass, like on repeat, just so that I could just have like every change, every like, you know, I could pick up on like the rhythms of the stuff that even though I didn't know any of the notes yet, just trying to like get ahead of. So when it was time to learn it, that I like already had a head start.
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense. So like, what I'm picking up on is you guys do a cover and then never listen to that song again for like years.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. Yeah.
Like you never want to hear it again.
Yeah.
Well,
Now we've been doing better because we've been putting the songs into our live set. So if we're like, oh, this was a good cover, let's put it into our live set, and then we like continuously learn it. Because when we first were like, okay, we're gonna start playing 4-hour sets, we had to go back and like relearn everything, and it was the worst. So now we were like, let's just remember the ones that we're going to continue playing so we don't have to do this again.
I don't think the ones that were forgotten was out of like disdain for the cover though. I think it's just like it's just every
so
week we
much
put out a
content.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. You
It
just
definitely
There's some we'll
pushes some
never
out of
play
your
again,
brain.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, there obviously are some ones that I prefer more than others, but it's more just so like, we got more songs to play.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not gonna remember this song like that when we played it. It's
But it's
just,
weird that like some of our covers end up in like a greatest hits catalog in my brain, you know, too, where I'm like, I won't ever get sick of this song because now it's like a classic First to 11 cover.
Yeah.
And I look at it like that way, like something like, you know, Friends or something like that I think
Like
is
the
just
really, like some of the first ones that we did,
they kind of like have a special place like for me now that I'm like, I could hear this a million times.
I think the hardest thing is when we're making like a set for a live show, just having to remind ourselves like, basically, the more we hate to play the song, the more our audience
People
will
are
hear
gonna
it.
like it, yeah.
So like I remember our first like list through our live show. We were just like, no one's gonna show up to this show because we're just playing songs
All
that
the
we want to
songs we
like.
like.
Because like all the songs that we like have like 100,000
Yeah,
views.
they're
Like
always the
we
worst
like
ones.
we want to play those ones. And like all the songs that people want to hear have like 1 million, and I'm just like, I don't want to play "Sweet Child of Mine" again. That's so boring for me, dude. I'm just like,
What song do you guys, each of you talk, do you each have a song that you just like do not want to play? Someone requests it and you're just like,
Wait.
how about no?
You know, it'd be a better idea. We should just say the one that we think each other doesn't want to play.
That's a-
Because
Oh,
I know,
all right.
I think I know your guys' answers. I know you hate any Bon Jovi song.
yeah.
yeah,
Any like basically any like super guitar heavy solo song, like they're fun, but it's just so like at the end of the day I want to connect with people my age, and the only person I'm connecting with is like 55-year-old dads.
I was gonna say I Was Made for Loving You.
Oh,
Hate
man.
that song. Hate
His song.
that song so much.
Audra hates I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Yes.
We actually, I mean,
do.
since she's the singer and has the hardest job, like, strenuously, we actually kind of listen to her
Yeah.
on what songs she doesn't want to play. So she gets, like, the best end of the stick.
Yeah.
Because, like, songs like Praying or, like, songs like that,
Praying,
just
by
get
Kesha.
cut. They're called instantly.
Just
But
like, yeah.
the songs that I don't like, people like them, so we gotta play them. We gotta play all the songs Matthew don't like to play. So I'm just stuck there playing these songs.
There's no tension here.
Nah.
Sam, I don't know
I
what
feel-
yours is.
I feel like you don't like playing. I feel like you don't like playing Just a Girl.
Eh,
I
I don't know.
that
I don't
one's
like
right.
super like punky sort of stuff sometimes.
See, you don't like songs until you're good at them.
Yeah.
Like, you hated You Ought to Know because you
Yeah.
couldn't learn the
Yeah,
bass solo
yeah,
because you're
true.
trash, washed up garbage. And now you're good at it. And now you're like, oh, God, I think we
love
should
this
play
song.
You Ought to Know.
The recording's up.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, Audra, can you just scooch forward?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need another water?
Restart.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
There's,
We
there's
have it.
another one down here. Anybody need water? Nope. Okay. You're good.
I think we'll pick up on trash, washed up garbage.
Yes. Do it
Repeat
again.
that
Do it
again.
again. We good? Yeah. Okay. All right. What were you saying?
I'm saying Ryan's garbage. No, but Ryan's definitely like hates songs that are hard to learn, and then he'll get them down, and then he just likes them. So
Yeah.
basically, he yells at Sam for making a cover really hard to learn, and then he learns it, and then he's like, Sam, great jobs on that cover, son. And Sam's just like,
I do change my mind sometimes.
I think you don't like Dance Monkey because it's really
Oh,
fast.
yeah.
I don't like the pop punk ones that are all just like get like
Oh, yeah.
my leg is just screaming
what's
at
the
the
other
end of
one?
it.
Helena.
Oh, I
Helena,
Helena.
yeah.
If
I
I play
couldn't
Helena
think
by
of it.
My
I was
Chemical
like, wait.
Romance, I hate.
I
that
mean, the
song.
biggest
I
problem
hate
is
that
like
song.
all the ones that we don't like, someone else likes in the
Likes
band,
them, yeah.
or the
Yeah.
audience likes.
Or the, yeah.
So like it just sucks because like no one like unanimously like hates a song, or else we wouldn't have even
Or else
covered
it
it.
wouldn't
Yeah.
be in there. Yeah.
You know, so but there's just some songs you're like, you gotta do this. And I mean, it really comes down to we all have that bias where like it's hard, like barrier to entry. So like I'd rather not play. Like all the songs that I don't like to play are hard on guitar because it's just like solo after solo after
Yeah.
like it's just not how I prefer to play guitar. Plus, it's just a lot more work for me. And you call me lazy, that's fine. Okay, sure, I'm lazy. But it's just like I'd rather not play that style of guitar. Also,
Yeah.
I put a lot of emphasis on like movement on stage. Like that's how I like to like I guess express myself. And playing a solo, not a lot
You
of
don't get to do
movement.
much.
I gotta stand still. I gotta focus. So it's just not what I like prefer to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about Bon Jovi, and that just reminded me. I went to a drive-in Bon Jovi concert. He did like a live stream around the country. Did you guys?
We did that with
No,
the
we did the Metallica one though.
Okay, so he live streamed this concert, and we go, and something like they're like the team whoever like was producing it, the backup mics were off,
Oh.
the guitars were off,
Let's go.
and the only thing that was on was Bon Jovi's mic, his bass player, and the drums. So it was literally just like country music. This every song sounded the exact same.
Yeah.
And like the video would like pan to like the backup singers who were like screaming into the microphone, but there was like
Nothing.
Nothing.
literally nothing.
my
So it sounded
gosh.
terrible, and we ended up leaving after like 15 minutes.
Oh
That's
my
sad.
gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm gonna talk on this a little bit actually because this is hilarious. So John was on vacation and he was like, I went to a concert last night. I was like, you didn't tell me you were going to a concert. I was like, that's just like out of nowhere. Like that's not something you do on vacation. Like without like being like, oh, this is my plan. We're going to this concert. I'm so excited. I was like, you went to a concert? He was, yeah, it was a Bon Jovi concert. I was like, what? I was like, you went to a Bon Jovi concert. Didn't even mention anything about that. He goes, yeah, I went there and it was terrible and we left. And I was like, what? And then he told me that story and I was just like, that sounds like the worst
It was
thing
literally
ever.
terrible. Like there was like probably like 50 people there, and like they started like playing music. And people were like, we're fucking leaving.
I
Wow.
mean,
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm surprised they tried to do it live because like the Metallica one was pre-recorded
Pre-recorded.
and then they just showed it
Mm.
at the drive-in.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, trying to make that logistically work, like,
Yeah,
and
somebody fucked up.
I felt like a lot of live experiences have been ruined just because of like I guess our knowledge of
Oh,
like
yeah.
what's going on, and it's just like you strive to like want to be like reach a certain bar, and like we practice to so we can reach it. So when you go to a live show and a band doesn't like even reach what you're striving to go to, and you put these bands on pedestals, it just crushes what you want to go see like instantly. Because I mean, like we're not stupid. We're just like, oh, that doesn't sound good. That isn't mixed well. They
Yeah.
didn't incorporate that very well into their set. But it's like calls all the bands that like are just I guess lesser. But when you see a band that hits every single mark, I'll just say it, Bring Me the Horizon. Their live show is impeccable. Like even like just every aspect of just sound, like production, like the background, they have background dancers and screens and LEDs and stuff playing, and like everything about it is incredible. So just seeing a band pull off all of that at once is just like, wow, this is like the pinnacle of music I'm watching. So it's really, I feel like it's so much more make or break now instead of like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Because now it's just like, oh, I'm completely taken out of it, or like enamored that this band is like able to produce such like high quality live shows.
And they do it consistently too, because like the Royal Albert Hall thing that they did with the
my
symphony and
gosh,
stuff,
that
they
was
did that so
amazing.
well. It was it's just one of those bands that they just get it. You know what I mean? They're not trying to figure anything out. It's already well thought out before.
It's crazy to me that I feel like there's such a huge divide now in live shows. Is I either watch a band's live performance and it's either
is
just
true, yeah.
so bad or so good.
Yeah.
See the
It's
Bon
not
Jovi
even
Bring Me
funny.
the Horizon.
I mean, like,
There's
true,
no
but
in
like,
between.
and it does not matter what level they are. Like you said, Bon Jovi, someone you're like has all the resources in the world that you're like, oh, it's gonna be amazing, can just end up bad. And then these small little bands can just really put the work in and be like, okay, we don't have we can't do this, but we're gonna do what we can do with our budget and just absolutely like kill it, like impeccable. And I don't know. I don't know if it's because artists don't care about live shows as much anymore, but like there's just some like the person that opened up for the Bring Me the Horizon show, Scarlord, was horrible. Like he was basically just playing his like tracks like behind him, like not like I have nothing against people using tracks, but like it was just like the entire song, like mixed, mastered, everything, just
Like
played
on
through.
Spotify. Like,
And he would just rap whenever he had breath, but he didn't have any breath because he was just running around the stage. And I'm just like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
And then Bring Me the Horizon came on. I was like, let's go!
There was a rapper, I don't remember which one it was, but came to Basement Transmissions.
Chief
And-
Keef.
I can't remember,
Oh
but
my
like,
God.
Were you there? Were you guys there for that?
Did he?
I saw videos of that.
but his dude that was playing his music just pulled up his own songs on YouTube, and was streaming them through the aux cable and into the PA, and
Were they
that's
playing it
Just,
like
like,
the video on the screen?
No.
too? Oh.
just like that was his backing track, was his own
just
song
him.
on YouTube, like not even Dropbox, not even saved to the phone, like streaming it from YouTube.
The barrier to entry now is like having a streaming service like annual subscription so you don't have ads.
Yeah,
Like if you
yeah,
have that,
right?
you're
You're
50%
like, hold on,
there.
you're like,
Done.
hold on. There's an ad. We're gonna wait for the next ad. Or like we're gonna take a second. Yeah, no,
That's funny.
there is definitely like there's something you can just feel magic, like when someone's playing music or when it's like a performance. Like there's something else going on.
yeah.
Like we went to Country Fest 2 weeks ago,
Yeah. 2 weeks ago.
and the like headliner for Saturday night was Dierks Bentley.
Nice.
That's my favorite.
It was
Yeah, he's
He's
cool.
a man.
It was like everyone else just like got up there, played music, did a great job. He comes out and like every song like had like it was a show. Like there was
Yeah.
something else going on. They were like all this crazy stuff. He comes out in costumes. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, it makes it that much more exciting, I think, when
Yeah.
you go and you see somebody just like take it to the next level.
I'm so nitpicky with it though, because like people can push it to such a far extent that it breaks the like engagement for me. So I remember every Thursday we like sit around and like eat after our live stream and watch something on TV. So one Thursday we decided to watch like the Ariana Grande, I think, like
Oh, yeah.
Netflix
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
and it showed her live show, and sounded amazing, looked amazing. I did not like it.
Yeah.
Just because it was like almost too good. It exceeded everything that I was just like, man, like you said, she had costume changes in the middle of shows, like,
It's like
entire
so bad that it
sets.
doesn't seem real.
Exactly,
Like, it's
and
like whoa.
It almost is so past the point of why I'd want to go see Ariana Grande that I don't like it anymore.
I think it gets into the territory of like almost being a musical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's that
I was
theatrical.
I was
that-
about to relate it to like theater. It was so like I said,
exactly like planned.
no
every step,
like
yeah.
hate towards anybody. Like obviously everybody doing the performance, setup, everything has to be amazing at their job, but it just almost breaks the performance for me because it's like, is this what I came to
Yeah,
see?
it loses a bit of a personal quality for sure.
Because I feel like it almost puts too much of an emphasis on the performance and not enough emphasis on the music. And that's just for me personally. Because I know some people love to go see shows like that, but like shows that are in stadiums that have that bigger performance that there's no room to move around, you're confined to your seat. Like even bands like the Foo Fighters that I've gone and seen like 5 different times is on the same level. They're amazing live. They have such a great live performance and they have their, screens behind them playing whatever they need to be playing, and their musicianship is amazing. But it's just like it's so big at that point that it almost doesn't feel special because I'm just like standing in my seat, like shoulder to shoulder with somebody. Like we can't move because it's sold out stadium. Like, and then I'll go to like a local show, and it's just like musicians that are really, really good that absolutely want to be there, and it's just playing through their amps, and I just get to stand there and like watch people in like their element, and then it blows my mind. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like this is why I play music.
Being detached from that, like, and only going to really big shows, and then coming back and then going to see someone at Basement Transmissions, where you can feel, you know, the air of the amp moving, and like in a big stadium, you're hearing the PA more than you're hearing the stage, and so I think it's really cool. Actually, when you guys played at the Ballet House, it was really cool because like it was a tight, close show, and you could really hear everything that was going on, and even though our setup now is like very digital and we don't have amps on the stage anymore, but like, yeah, I kind of miss that. Like, just seeing a band at Forward Hall or the Hangout or something like that was, you're really far detached from that.
Yeah, I feel like one artist that really performs the show well, I'm going to keep mentioning it, Machine Gun Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
He was at Lollapalooza last week.
I saw the videos from that,
He was like climbing like scaffolding, like he always does. Like he'll like hang from like the top of a set.
Yeah.
I saw him play in Cleveland at the draft. And he was just like climbing like different like areas, and people were like, "What is this guy doing?" Like that's just what he does, and it like makes it a little more exciting.
Yeah.
Because he was like.
Was that when he was a rapper or when he was doing the new stuff?
This was
in April.
In April, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Because
So
I feel like he's just lit up since he's been playing like more instrumental sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That music also really lends itself
Oh yeah.
well
for sure.
to that,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
probably why the show felt a bit more intimate than calculated.
Yeah.
But there's so many, like, there's that one clip of him where he was, like, performing, like, with the first show back since COVID had happened, and, like, his pyro's going off in the front of the stage, and he runs to the side of the stage to whoever's holding the camera.
Yeah.
And you just see how happy he is, like, just being out there performing in front of everybody, and I was like, that like, makes me want to go out on stage,
Yeah, he's the GOAT. Gonna
Yeah.
be honest. He's the GOAT. Yeah, but when we were in Cleveland, like, he was supposed to, like, stay on the stage, and he was just, like, walking around, like, literally, like, there was, like a media tent, and he was, like, trying to climb the side of it. Like, the security's, like, trying to grab him, and he was like,
He loves just elevated surfaces.
Yeah.
He's like rolling out. He climbs the whole way up
Yeah.
the thing. Or even when Cleveland won the
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals, he's hanging from the light. Have you guys seen that picture?
No.
They're on top of these big like buses, and they're like driving through Cleveland, and they go under a stoplight, and he climbs up on the stoplight, and he's hanging upside down from the stoplight.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was on like one of like the big floats because it was like the parade because they just won the NBA Finals, and his parade or like his like float goes under the light, and he like grabs on and like holds on, and
He's
like,
also like 7 feet tall. He's like
Yeah,
super
he
tall.
is
Super
6'4".
tall, yeah.
Yeah, and like his like bus leaves, and then he has to wait for like somebody else to come get him down because he's on like the top of a
Top of the light.
yeah, and then like in
You can kind of see him standing on top of it.
Oh my
like
gosh.
downtown Cleveland.
Wait, whoa! Oh, I see it.
Oh
my God.
Is he wearing clothing?
He doesn't have a shirt on.
He never
doesn't
wears a
have
shirt.
That's insane.
Oh, I understand now.
Yeah, I mean he has khakis on. That's why.
Yeah, I was-
No, okay, yeah, I fully see why you thought he wasn't wearing clothes.
I think it was like Rolling Loud in 2018.
2018 when he climbed the whole way up
climbed
the thing.
all the way up and like wrapped his legs around and like was like hanging upside down on top of the stage.
Dude's a
It's like
crackhead.
30 feet up in the air.
Yeah, that's
Like, he just-
scary.
But that
Yeah.
is such like AFI
He's still
perform.
singing. He's still
Oh,
singing.
yeah, I
He's
know.
climbing up
As
there.
he's climbing up.
But like story of the year, old pop punk bands or whatever
Oh, yeah.
would like go and do backflips off their amps
Yeah.
and stuff, or like AFI when Miss Murder won the award, like the dude Davey Havoc like climbed on the rafters and jumped off and like fractured his tibia and stuff and just kept going. Like that kind of genre is just very good
It's
at like
just the
getting
thing,
people
yeah.
hyped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, he's crazy. He's crazy.
That
But
boy Kels.
for real.
I think- sorry.
No, I was gonna say like his new like pop punk stuff. I think it was really driven by
Travis.
one collabing with Travis Barker, which is crazy. He's doing a ton with like Post Malone and like all these other people.
Yeah.
But it was when Chester Bennington passed away. That was like one of like Kels's like boys pretty much, and I think that's when like the real transition of his music. And I think it was for the better too.
And
I know a
after
lot
his
of
dad
people.
died.
Yeah, and his father passed, but I think that transition was definitely for the better.
I think
for
that
him.
there's like, I've been telling them since they were little, like that music goes in waves of being like very instrumental and then very digital and then very instrumental and very digital. And I think that it's, starting to come back with him, with Jaden, like a lot of like these artists that are getting really, really big.
1975.
Willow,
Yeah.
Willow Smith. And there's like just a bunch of them that are Mod Sun also,
Oh,
is
Well, I
doing
mean,
that
Post
sort of
Malone
stuff.
is just like, who
Yeah.
wants to hear this Nirvana song? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good. Like, I'm glad that it's coming back. It's coming back a little bit different than, like, people will be like, isn't it like old Blink? And I'm like, no, it's not like old Blink. It has elements of old Blink mixed with modern music, and that's the way that it should be. But, like, yeah, I think that compared to, some of the people that they looked up to, like old Blink or Taking Back Sunday or those, like, old, or Newfound Glory, all those old pop punk bands, they were very instrumental. You know what I mean? They were very, typical instrumentation. And I don't know, I kind of like that it's not like forcing it, because there's still modern pop punk bands and they'll be like, listen to pop punk, we don't use tracks. And it's kind of like, people that listen to pop music aren't going to just jump ship and go right
Yeah.
over to that.
Like
You
a
need to have a
gateway.
middle ground, like a
Yeah.
gateway thing. So I really, really appreciate that he's mixing both of them, and it's kind of like allowing people to dip their toes into like playing guitar and having real drums and stuff like that. And then hopefully we'll eventually get back to, the most popular band in the world being a 4-piece, actual rock band. But
Good news for us, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump into social media a little bit. So, I just have a question. Was there ever like I mean, you might all have different answers, but was there like a piece of work you guys did and you're like, wow, this is fucking dog shit, but it actually like ends up being like the people love it?
Oh, wow.
Sweet child of mine.
I literally...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of you that are on the
Yeah.
same page with them?
the monster that grosses like 1 million views a month is just
A
like...
month.
Well, okay, so here this is by the way what he you can
Yeah.
speak on this, but I have a feeling I can summarize a little bit. I think what he's gonna say is it's weird because we put so much effort sometimes into taking a song, flipping it on its head, rearranging it so it's like a just beautiful, like, how did you even get here? You listen to like a Selena Gomez song, and by the end of it, it just sounds like a Fall Out Boy song. You're like, wow, this is amazing. 100,000 views. But we take Sweet Child of Mine and are
Play
just
it
like,
exactly
let's just do it
the
exactly
same.
how they do
Play
it.
it worse. And I'm
It's
not.
literally just us playing it exactly the same and just female vocals. Like, that's literally
And it just,
People just
like,
lose their mind.
Loved it.
Like, and it's just like, it's gonna sound so bad. But people are like in the comments like, man, you nailed the guitar parts. I can tell you every single part I played wrong, like in the song. And there are other songs where I know I played it perfectly, and people are like, well, you played the guitar part wrong. I'm like, so these other songs, you're gonna tell me I played it wrong when I know for 100% fact I played it right. And the most memorable guitar part probably ever, you're just gonna give me a pass? Why is that happening? And I just felt like we fell into everything. Like, we fell into doing the song in general. We only did it because we knew it for 6 years.
Yeah.
Like,
We
we
also were just
recorded
like-
it in like one day.
Yeah.
Like, we just like, yeah, it's done. This video, we was like, I guess we should do this. Like, we weren't confident about any of it. Not that we thought it was gonna be bad, but we were just like, I think we should do this, and we just did it. And we
But
just
it was very thrown together. It actually all came together because of Smith's hot dogs.
Yeah.
So
True, which is so weird to say out loud.
Yeah.
I don't
It like
see the
says
connection.
So-
it's because you're not from Erie.
you're not.
Oh yeah, true.
But like Smith's hot dogs are like a staple here. I've grown up like with them. I used to work at the baseball stadium, so
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that was in everything.
I was like,
Yeah.
I thought I've taught you at
Yeah.
least this
Yeah.
much.
but I've always had this like thing for Smith's hot dogs. And as we were getting bigger as a channel and we were getting like sponsorships and stuff like that, I was like, I would love it if I could get the attention of Smith's hot dogs and do something for them, give them some exposure to the point that they would just give me free hot dogs, bacon, ham, like
Ox roast.
just ox
those-
roast.
We
I-
ate
yeah.
so
I
much
can't even
ox
think
roast.
about ox roast.
We
all
ate
of
that
that
for
stuff.
just weeks straight.
But yeah, the story was that I was like, we were getting like million view videos, and I would tag Smiths and be like, hey, got another video with 1 million views. Like, what's it gonna take to get a Smith sponsorship? And eventually I was like, all right, we're going to do this Sweet Child of Mine. We're going to do it outside of the studio. And I was like, what if we have a cookout? I get a hold of Smith's. I'm like, hey, will you give us some hot dogs and
And they
stuff?
did.
And we'll feature it in this video that we're going to do. And they were totally cool with it. So I picked up cases and cases of hot dogs, ox roast, like all their stuff, sausages. And we got this,
So
what was it,
much,
16-foot grill, like a massive grill
From them.
from the ambassador.
yeah.
So the Scots lend us that. And they gave us like the inflatable wiener, like that said
We
Smith's
like
on
put it
it.
in the background
Yeah.
of the video, like on the truck.
It was so
or
obvious
something.
when we did the little sponsor too. Is like drum shot, people
Smith's
playing
hot
cornhole,
dogs.
Smith's hot dogs.
Yeah. But we put it in there like specifically just so we could have a cookout, like just so that I could get this Smith's thing. And so we just invited everyone to come to our cookout.
So
we played.
last minute also.
Yeah.
Like
it was
the
like
day
the week
before
yeah.
or something. We were like, hey, we're gonna do this cookout, we're gonna do this video. Anybody, like friends and family, anybody here who wants to come, like
And we
should
wanted
do
it to be like a cookout, and then we were like, oh, well, that's also kind of like 4th of July. And the song selection came from Rocket 101. They do like the Memorial Day 500 where they count down the greatest rock songs, and Sweet Child's always like up there. So I was like, oh, it just gives off that like Memorial Day, 4th of July, whatever kind of vibe. And then it was Memorial Day because we
We did
wanted
the
it
fireworks,
to
yeah.
come out for 4th of July. So we were, a month ahead, and we were like, let's get fireworks, but like we can't get fireworks, on 4th of July and then have the video come right out. So we were like, where do they have Memorial Day fireworks? And they had them at the Seawolves. So we got permission to go on the parking garage outside of the Seawolves Stadium. So we just used
Yeah, like
literally.
right there.
Yeah.
But we just used their fireworks display in the background of our shot, and we hired Rob Frank, who's a media kind of guru in town, and he lit it for us because we were in the pitch black on the top of this thing, and we got the fireworks in the background, and we transitioned half of the video to be up there, and then the other half was at the cookout, and yeah, it was kind of terribly like visually because it was like the sun started to go down during the shoot,
Cookout,
like at the
yeah.
cookout. So it was like daytime, and then it started getting darker, and then all of a sudden it was in night,
and then it was
it
like
was
the
fireworks.
pitch black with like fireworks. We were in like different clothes.
Yeah,
and we were like, what?
Like,
is
it was the
happening?
But it
worst-
was just like it didn't cohesively make sense. It was just thrown together.
But people loved it.
And it was the same thing with Heathens too. Heathens, like I didn't know how to shoot videos at all.
That was our very first.
And
cover,
I'd like
by
just
the way.
picked up a DSLR, like any of these cameras, and I was like, record. And that was how we made our first video, all shaky. It was orange, like it was terrible. But that instantly got like 1 million views, and
Yeah.
now has like 6 million or 8 million or something like that. But yeah, all of the 2 worst videos we've ever done are the 2 most popular ones on YouTube, anyways. I don't know if it like makes us seem like, oh, they're just cute little kids trying really hard. I don't know
Yeah,
if
when-
it like
when
gives
is
off
this?
that vibe.
So Heathens would have been
Child Mine.
2016.
Yeah.
So that was definitely. I
That
think
was
that
summer of
definitely
That
plays a
was,
factor.
sure.
Like it's just a bunch of stupid
Sweet Child
teenagers.
was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, Sweet Child of Mine. We were old enough to know better, and we just didn't.
But we never had really shot anything outside of the studio.
Yeah.
So it was our first video outside the studio, trying to figure that out.
It was an all
Yeah.
day
And then
process.
we just see the views going up, and Ryan's like, "I'm gonna get hold of Smith's. We should get more hot dogs." Never got back to us. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Smith's. You owe us like 30 million hot dogs.
We want a hot
No,
dog for
they're
every view.
very nice.
No.
But
did
we
eat
did
a
figure
lot
out
of
that
hot
like
dogs,
the
yeah.
amount of viewership that we gave them is equivalent to like their commercial being on a Super Bowl, like
Right.
or during the Super Bowl. So like the
Yeah.
amount of views that we got them is the same people that watch the Super Bowl every year.
So where's our Super Bowl
So, like-
amount of food?
we don't want $1 million or what is it, $3 million now
Something
for a
like
Super
that.
No,
Bowl
we just want
commercial?
hot dogs
We
for
just want
life.
hot dogs
Hot
for life.
dogs.
And bacon and ham and
And pork. I don't know what
It
they
It started
sell.
out as just hot dogs, and now it's
Yeah,
like.
now
a
it's
full
like-
Oh, wait,
Well,
wait,
see,
wait,
I mean, it
wait.
started out
Shadow
as
bags.
just. It started out
I'm
as
just saying, like,
it's
if
gonna
we're-
get 100,000
I want
views.
cheddar
if we're
bags.
documenting this, I wanted to make sure that we included all of it. I didn't want to just be held to hot dogs.
They're just searching around. They find this product.
But seriously though, they did give us so much, and like
No.
we fed every.
No, they
single
didn't.
cookout.
They gave us, like, 2 boxes.
Oh yeah, they definitely hooked us up.
We ate it so quick.
No. They didn't even come close to hooking us up. You know that? Here's how you hook us up. Here's our address. Boom. On screen now. Send us
But, like-
a box every month, and we'll call it even for the rest of our
the
life.
way that I
I could eat
envisioned
that
it
many.
going down though was that I would just become best friends with them. This is in my
They
stupid
ghosted
brain.
him. They just started ghosted him. Because they, dude, Ryan would be like, it hit 2 million, it hit 10 million, it hit 30 million. And Smith is just like,
They
You
were
know
like,
what
what do
they
we
did?
do?
No.
What do we do?
They were just like, have a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Oh, I do wear that
I still rock
t-shirt
that t-shirt all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Ridiculous
envisioned like
t-shirts.
developing this relationship that like where I would just go to the warehouse that's on 12th Street and be like, "Hey, what's up, Danny?" And then they're like, "Oh, hey, Ryan's here. You want your, pack of bacon?" I'm like, "Yeah, just give me a couple packs." Like I just thought I was gonna be like on a first name basis with everybody at Smith's, but
We never got it.
it didn't happen.
We never got it.
Maybe there's still time.
We'll use this to get
Yeah, we'll tag him in this.
Smiths,
like-
if you're watching.
If you're gonna send us the stuff, I'm sorry about what I said. If you're not, I'm doubling down.
I would take the $3 million over the hot dogs if they need to know that.
I'm gonna say times have changed, so if you do want to just do money, that is also fine.
That's funny. I was gonna ask, transitioning off that question, I was gonna ask if there was ever like time you guys were lacking motivation because of lack of views, but it seems like you guys do pretty
Yeah,
well.
right
yeah,
now.
like a week ago.
Yeah, but
Literally,
you know what
like,
we
2
did?
weeks ago, we were like,
we
our
said,
channel's dying.
guess what? Another Guns N' Roses cover. Fix the problem.
That's not a lie either.
That's not a lie.
Yeah.
Jumpstart.
Like
We
a-
just said November Rain, and people were like, let's go!
Like a month ago, we all were just sitting there and we were like, our channel's
It's
dead.
time. We like, it's like the, in case of emergency, break glass. We're just like,
Guns
pulled
N'
out
Roses.
November Rain. We're like, bestow it upon our
And it's
fans.
working.
You know what I think?
Yeah,
Is there
500,000, and I think we put it out a week or 2
2
weeks ago.
We were down
So
bad, and now we're on our way up. We're like, let's go.
It's got potential to be the same as
The next Sweet
yeah,
Child.
Sweet Child.
We were sitting in here. He started playing it through here, and so I had headphones on and I couldn't see what he was playing. He goes, "There's no words in this," and I was like, "What song is it?" And then he showed me. I was like, "Dude, this song's like a 10-minute long song."
It is.
Oh.
I was
I
like,
was
the
mad
first, the
confused.
intro is like so long. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not gonna sing for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Hate that song too. That one. No, the problem I have with that one is that when I sat down, I basically gave myself the impossible task of like getting like orchestra of instrumentation,
Yeah.
not knowing how to play any of the instruments and just doing it all MIDI. So I'm just like, so I missed. Like it's such like no one will ever like really care, but I missed so many just little like string plucks here and there and like just stuff because I'm just like it's 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
How am I supposed
Yeah.
to just how am I supposed to narrow this down?
Those
This
songs
song
are
is
easy.
That's
for
the
me,
magic
'cause I don't
formula
have to
because
do
Right.
we did the same thing with Sweet Child.
Yeah.
Like there was, I said that weird, Sweet Child. Anyways, but we missed like just the same amount. We're like, why didn't I put that part in there? I don't know,
Everybody's-
because I was just rushing. We were rushing so hard.
the
to get
only
that one
song
done.
that is like difficulty wise length, but also I felt like I did a really good job is Stairway. Because
Oh.
Yeah.
because it's such a meme song where people are like, "Oh, you can't play that song." So I'm like, I'm gonna play it so damn well that they can't even say anything. And I feel like I accomplished
No,
that.
I
I
agree.
felt like I left no stone unturned. I was reading like blogs of people like debating what instrument it was. Like here, like I looked up like he's known for using Les Pauls and my boy likes his Les Pauls, but like there's like these very like I guess like deep cut blogs that are like, no, I think he used a Telecaster in this and here's why. So I'm like, I'll use a Tele in the solo and I'm gonna use this guitar for this solo. And I went out and we just like I think he put out a Facebook
Yeah, we
thing and
got it.
we're like, who has a 12-string guitar?
Oh yeah.
So I borrowed someone's like 12-string guitar, double neck,
Brian
and just
Bosky.
like, thank you, Ryan. Way better than Smith's. No, but I like
He's like the nicest human being on the face of the earth. He's
your
so-
boy went kind of hard. I did a lot of research for that cover, and I was like, must be perfect. In November Rain, I was like, I'll just play that instrument, bro.
That's funny. Oh gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I was gonna ask, do you guys read your comments on YouTube?
I have
Yeah.
to stop.
We
Every
should.
single
We
one.
should. This should be the end right here. All right. Bye guys. Thanks for having us.
So
No, I read all of our comments.
you have like mad, you have like tilted, and then you have like don't leave your bed for 3 days, and I'm like surpassed that. Like, I take
We
that
were just talking about
so.
this the other day.
I take it so straight to heart that I just stopped reading comments because it's just like it's not sad. I get mad. Like I want to fight people like in our comments. Come, it's like, oh, you want to say it to my face? You're gonna come, and it's not even about me. Someone will be like, yeah, you played that guitar part wrong. Yeah, you're probably right. I probably played it wrong. Your singer's bad. I'm like, come fight me. Like here's my address. Like I'll just show you why you're wrong.
Literally the other day, Matt was like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you read the comments.
Dude, it makes me so mad because I'm just like, why are you gonna say that, brother? Because like back like when we were starting, I was like, okay, I guess I get it. You know what I mean? Might not be that. I know we're not bad now. Like you can, if you say you don't like it, if you say it's not your style, if you say anything at all, completely fine. But when you say we're bad, I'm like, no. We're a lot of things, but we ain't bad. That's all I'm saying. I just hate social media in general. I don't read
I think
any
I
comments.
just like was when we started the YouTube channel. I was like, okay, just gonna have to do it.
It never
Like,
really affected you. At the very beginning, I had a hard time with it, and then I don't know what clicked for me. But like when we started to get like 100,000 subscribers or something like that, and I was like, that's the entire population of Erie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so if I just went to, a concert in Erie, and I was like, how many people here are buttholes? And there's going to be a lot of them. You know what I mean?
This guy would spit his water.
You got it.
But I mean, like, sometimes like, when you're just driving down 12th Street, you're like, that gug's a butthole, that guy's a butthole. And there's only, like, 20 cars around you.
Yeah.
So when you start getting
drivers.
into those...
So buttholes.
Yeah, what a choice word.
It's alright, we're still recording audio, so this will all be in. We'll just
Oh, okay.
I mean, I
Yeah.
got it down, whatever.
Yeah. Let's make sure these get back up.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I've done. No,
Good.
I
All right.
don't know
all
if
right.
I've cut this part out of any of the last couple
Yeah,
episodes.
definitely. I'm not gonna cut it out of the video.
Nah, it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real.
Raw,
It's
yeah.
that,
That's what I love
podcast
about
next
podcasts.
door.
Yeah.
It's not too professional. It doesn't scare people away. But yeah, I started to realize, like, when you start amassing that many people and that many people are watching your video,
You're gonna
like,
have
you're just
people.
going to have it. You know what I mean? And they're not all going to make sense. Some of them aren't even going to be coherent human beings.
Or English.
Yeah. So,
is
like,
true.
there's, you just get everything. So as long as you look at it from a little bit further away and you're like, the majority of these people love what we're doing. You know what I mean? Then that makes me happy. You know what? I read them every night before I go to bed and every morning when I wake up. Kind of just, I scroll through whatever our most recent video is, and I just like, if they write something that's like interesting and sparks like something in my brain, that I always return. But like, it's hard with so many people are like, this is great, and I'm like, what do I say to that? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Right.
'Cause
thanks,
you can't go
thanks,
through and like
thanks,
every
thanks.
single
Yeah.
comment that's like.
So I feel
Good
bad
job,
about
like-
that
Right.
because, like, these people genuinely mean, like, they really like it, but I don't have anything to say to that. But then, like, when someone will say something horrible and I have, like, a response to it, I'm like, I didn't give that person that said it was great, a response, so I'm not going to
This
give
person
this guy
doesn't
a
need one,
response
yeah.
either.
I always feel so bad because like I want to read like the supportive comments and like you said, interact with them, like say, oh, thank you so much, you know what I mean? And I mean, a lot of them are musicians of their own a lot of the time, and they're like, hey, you want to check out what we're doing? And I'd love to, but it literally, the one guy ruins it for
Yeah,
everybody because I will just stop working. Like
Yeah.
I'm just that big of a baby about it. I won't even like lie.
Oh.
Like I just shut down. It just makes me not want to do anything. It just makes me really, really mad. And then I break stuff.
I used to have, like, a collection of, like, my favorite
Oh,
comments.
yeah.
And I would just send them to, like, them in our group chat all the time. Like, sometimes they're just, like, collections of words that, like, make no sense at all. It's like, cranberry. Like, I don't know.
There's somebody, I don't know if you've noticed in our comments, that just comments about
Walnuts? Yeah.
every single video.
It's Mo. Mo is their name.
Yeah, and I see it's the blue like profile picture, and it's like whatever the song is, like Walnuts, like November Rain, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you in our comment section?
Consistently,
every video.
like seriously, since like the first year we started. But I want to say that they had something else. There was another thing that they commented before Walnuts.
Right now it's Walnuts.
It's Walnuts, but I think there was something else before that. But there's like
I
a
like
few.
how you just knew.
Yeah, I
was
know
like,
exactly who that
Walnuts.
is. There's a few of our fans. Like, there's one fan. Show you guys all the time. I've had this on Facebook Messenger. This conversation going back and forth with this guy for
Years.
3 years. And his name is Chris Fruchon. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know, but like,
Your super fans are gonna listen to this. I hope you know.
but
so
he
gonna clock it.
he sends me pictures of dogs, and he says, "Is this a great big poochie?" And I say, "Yes." And then he sends me pictures of people playing saxophone, and he's like, "Did you dance to that?" And I'm like, "Sure did." And it's been going on like just
This is word for word.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is not
Our
paraphrasing.
conversation
Yeah.
has just gone on forever.
Right
Just me and that
now,
guy.
We
Let
have
me see the little camera.
Weird timeout.
Right now we have somebody on Instagram who sends us pictures of her goats all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
That's Megan.
Megan.
I do appreciate
My
that.
favorite thing that got added to YouTube is now when you click on someone's comment, it will show you every comment
yeah.
on the page that you're on.
Yeah.
Gets Matthew going. Come like, you don't like our song, eh? Let's see your comment history. It would just be 20 comments, just like through every different video. I'm like, so you say we suck, but you're still coming back for more.
every video.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say one thing. I don't know if I've ever said it on our podcast, but I tell other people this: haters are your biggest fan. They are your biggest fan because they still take time out of their day to come in, give you a view. They're gonna send you up the algorithm. Like they don't mean to be your biggest fan, but they
are.
like they spend more time consuming your stuff than probably your biggest fans do.
Yeah,
And
I
don't
believe
know-
it.
Yeah, no, they love it. That's they thrive around.
There's a couple channels that like do something similar to what we're doing, and I like in my brain I'm like I hate them, but I do keep going back and I watch their videos to see like
Yeah, but and there's a difference between being like, all right, this is annoying. I don't like this YouTuber. I don't like what they're doing. Da da da. But to go on and scroll down underneath the video, especially if you're on your phone,
Comment.
find the comment bar, type
Yeah.
something in, and then be like, this will help the world, and then send that out. Like,
I don't comment myself, but sometimes I'll go in the description of the video just to see if other people are thinking the same thing that
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like to validate
That's
my
like the first thing I do when I watch like anything. I'm always just like, where are the comments on this? Like I just want to know. Yeah, I do that a lot.
Dude,
too.
haters gonna hate, man.
But I'm like, I actually was looking at one yesterday that I was like, I wish they wouldn't have done that. And then I was like, but I'm glad that they're doing it. Period. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
even if they're doing it like a little different than how, I don't want them to be exactly like me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I want them to have their own way. But I do like, I stop myself from commenting sometimes because I do want to comment like, oh, I wish you guys would have done this. And then I always like want someone to answer my comment and be like, well, why don't you start your own YouTube
See?
channel? And I'm like, I did.
The problem is he's taking the high road on YouTube, because then you go to his Facebook. Ryan,
Oh, true.
you know what? This is an intervention now. Ryan, as a fellow band member, you're barred from coming in on Facebook. He just fights people on Facebook all the time. Just stop.
from his personal account. Or
Yes!
from your guys'
Just for
account?
From his
Yeah,
personal
just
account. It's just
I'm
stop
part of
doing
this,
it.
This group that has like hundreds of thousands of members that are all in cover bands. So like it's called Cover Band Central, and people will get on there and they'll be like, people that use tracks are garbage. And I'll just jump in the comments and I'll be like, I use tracks. And they'll be like, well, you're garbage. You'll never amount to anything. And I'm like, this is my YouTube channel. And then like, I just use that like
For
weight
clout.
to like swing around at all these people that are
He
like,
just
you can't
fights
do this
people
and be successful.
that he knows aren't gonna agree with him. Like
He like goes
He
in there
does the-
knowing that people
'cause,
are
like-
gonna be like, you're wrong.
in
I
real
love
life,
his
on
stern
YouTube,
thought.
everywhere else, darling. You're a darling, Ryan. On Facebook, absolute scum. He just finds other people's videos that have like kids playing, will just comment his own kids playing underneath
do
them.
that yesterday.
I'm like, Ryan, you need to stop doing that. That is not nice.
He's like,
Yeah.
that was good, but this is better. Like,
No, I don't even.
No,
I don't
he
even
does not
type
say
anything.
words.
I
Just
just
the
post
video.
my
Just
own
copy,
kids.
paste.
Yeah, because it was.
Dude, one dude was
Maybe
fighting.
I'm a terrible person. But
One
this
dude
is-
was fighting you today.
really,
I'm pretty sure. Maybe
I
it was
haven't
just a
looked at my
different
Facebook today.
thread.
but yeah, it was like this other like music school, and there was like this little girl,
Oh my god.
and she's playing drums, but like they put her on a toy drum set, which I have like beef with that. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna teach this kid how to play drums, don't give her a toy. You know what I mean? Like at least give her a real drum set. Let her take music seriously. You know what I mean? I don't like it when they like make rock music into a parody of itself. But this little girl's playing on a drum set, and she's playing a really basic beat. And you know, people in the comments were like, she's like not holding this band together. And someone was like, she's 9 years old and like she just learned how to play this. You couldn't do that at 9. And so I posted my 5-year-old, well, 4-year-old at the time,
Yeah.
like just video. And I'm like, anyone can like take this seriously. Anyone can do this like in a more professional, more like, I don't know. I just think it's bad when parents take kids and they're like, here's my dream of being a rock star. You live it. You know what I mean? With them, I always was like, I want you guys to play the music that you want to play. You know what I mean? I don't want you to just be forced into playing, you know, Guns N' Roses if you don't like it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
You said when you were kids.
Yeah.
He prefaced it.
I mean, true. We turned 18. He's like, listen up. This is what we're doing. This is the songs we're playing.
How often do you guys get recognized out here in Erie? Just-
Zero.
Wait, no,
Really? People
one
like-
time.
I do.
I've gotten
Yeah.
recognized.
In Wegmans.
I've gotten recognized.
Was it in a Wegmans?
Yeah. A few
Yes.
places.
And at the
At
gym.
Wegmans, at the mall, at like another.
The
The
Wait,
only
wait,
time I
wait.
get recognized is people that went to school with Audra. We go,
They're like, oh, you're that
I
guy.
shouldn't say
You're like,
we.
I am that
At
guy.
church, too,
we,
actually.
me and Audra were buying decorations for our Christmas videos, and we are checking
Oh,
out.
is it? Okay.
And this made me so mad. I was wearing a First to 11 hoodie and everything, and they just, I buy my stuff.
We're
about
buying.
to
We're
leave.
together.
We're together, and they're like, "Oh, are you Audra Miller?" And I'm just like, "You're not. You're joking right now." And she's like, "Oh, you're in First to 11." I'm like, "Is anyone else in First to 11 here?" No. I'm wearing our merch. Like, I
Yeah,
also,
It happens.
They were like, oh, what a cute
dude,
surprise.
I don't get it. Cause I don't know if I'm just delusional. I feel like I have such a distinct look to me.
I feel like I
Long,
don't. Like-
long curly hair, terrible posture, lanky as all hell. Like, how do you miss me, bro?
I was in like the Starbucks drive-through the other day, and I like went through and I was like getting my like drink, and they were like, "Are you in First to 11?" And I was like, "Yeah."
But
I like never know what to say.
I also just say no from the standpoint of couple of times I haven't recognized it has been people that has gone to school with
Yeah.
you or have gone to school with one of us.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, "Oh, I went to collegiate." I'll be like, "Okay." So it's like it's not so much that they know us; it's that they know us from school,
Right.
and
I
so
think
that doesn't really count.
The weirdest thing that ever happened was I was at the mall, and I was like walking out to my car, and this mom just like started like running, and she was like, "Hey, wait," and I was like, "Are you talking
Did I
to
forget
me?"
something?
And I like stopped and like turned around, and she was like, "My daughter, she's inside, and she's like the biggest First 11 fan," and like was like, "Can you wait here?" Like, and like went inside and like got her kid and like brought her out and was like, "She just wants to take a picture," and I was like, "Okay." Like, I was like so scared. I was like, "What is she? Am I like in trouble? What's going on?" But she was just like, "Yeah, we're like huge fans of First 11," and I was like, "That is the weirdest thing ever. Like, that's so crazy."
Bro, people that book us around Erie barely know who we are.
Yeah, I know.
Bro.
We like really struggle with Erie sometimes because we don't, I don't know, we don't shout about like what we're doing a
Yeah.
whole lot. So we just kind of do our thing, and sometimes people understand like who we are, and sometimes people don't.
On like the YouTube heat map, where are your fans?
Indonesia.
Indonesia,
Yeah,
yeah.
actually.
Bro, we could go rule Indonesia. We could
You
just
could
walk in and
buy
be like,
Indonesia. I think.
bro, our
like,
country now.
Literally, that is like the big is it over the U.S.?
Almost.
It's like very
How many
close.
people live there?
Not as many in the U.S., but we get just as many views there, if not more.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it's crazy.
But in the U.S., I think
Brazil.
it's like Indonesia,
Oh, yeah,
Brazil,
Brazil,
and
yeah.
Nah, Brazil's like 6. They just are
Oh,
a vocal
really?
minority.
What else is really up there? right now?
European countries
Yeah.
like Germany.
Germany. Yeah.
Russia really likes our
Oh,
one
yeah.
video.
Russia's been climbing the
tattoo
ladder.
video, all the things she said. We
Yeah.
did like a cover of like, they're just like a Russian like duo, aren't they?
Yeah, and
it
then
was,
all
like-
of our songs were in Russian. Not
Our
all our songs, all our
comments.
comments were in Russian, and we
And
just,
we were like, what?
we're just like, bro.
What's going on?
I was Google cringe. Russians are way nicer.
yeah.
I
They were
know
saying
like a
nice
couple
things.
Russian words now. Cynep, CYNEP, is cool.
They spell
So when I see
Audra.
that
they
means
spell
they like
Audra
it.
Odra.
Yeah.
It's pretty fine. I like that.
So
But,
when are you going on the world tour? I guess.
Yeah, when
We're going to
people
only
stop when
Indonesia.
people stop coughing on each other, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone just
We're thinking about like just doing like major, our biggest supporters around here. Like I think the first thing we're gonna do is go to like Chicago,
Yeah.
Detroit. Something that's like within driving distance. Let's test the waters of touring because we weren't really big enough to do it before COVID, and then we got like half of our million followers during COVID. So I think we're in a place now where we can maybe get away with doing it. So
Dude, I have such a hard time like thinking about like going and playing live because like I'm like we got 1 million subscribers, but we should get like 1,000 people at a show, and then we're like, hey, can we play at Erie? And they'll be like, who are you? I'm just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, we're gonna leave Erie and we're gonna get like 10 people to show
But
up.
like 2 years ago when we played in Erie, there were people that flew from California to to see
Our
us
very
at
our
room
very-
33.
Yeah, our very last show before we like went into lockdown.
And there were a bunch. They did a Concrete Castles, their original thing in Atlantic City, and there were people that flew
People
from
came
San
from-
Francisco and
Yeah.
all over the place to go see them play 20 minutes
Yeah.
at that show.
Even people when we just played at Altered State, like there were people like we drove from. Like,
Oh, really? There were some there too.
Yeah.
That's the
see
show that
Bruce
it
Leather.
restored a little bit of faith in me.
There
People,
was a
there are a lot of people at Altered State show. You wouldn't know because you didn't show
I
up.
didn't go.
Yeah, whatever, man.
I hear they get a lot of people out for the food trucks and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
it was-
Hey, no,
food
no,
trucks
no!
are
Please don't say
so
that.
good.
Just say it's because of us.
No. I don't mean like I just mean like week after week.
Yeah,
like,
it
when they
was
were doing that
crazy,
series,
like-
there were a ton of people.
No, they
It was.
They did pretty well.
awesome. Yeah.
Food truck.
they knew what they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it was a really cool like spot too.
If you're listening, please come to our shows. Like, I mean, come on, man.
We're gonna plug it at the end of the video, but they're playing 814 days.
Yeah, 1 4 days.
Yeah, we are very excited about that.
We're on the
That's,
top
like,
of the T-shirt. Let's go.
Yeah, we are on the
No,
top of
hey,
the
those are
t-shirt.
bad
It's an
Headliners.
Eerie Apparel t-shirt
And
too.
apparel. We're
He
getting-
only wears
we're
Erie
getting some
Apparel
Erie
t-shirts.
I
apparel
noticed
soon,
that.
too,
They locked
so.
in.
Or 814 Day Erie Apparel is giving us stuff for.
Oh, really?
Like that's why.
I can't
they
wait.
like we're like, hey, we're gonna
can't
give you
wait.
some stuff for 814 Day, and we're like,
That's another thing. I want to play 8 Great Tuesdays. We didn't get it this year, but that's like one of my Eerie. Like I want to play that. I got to play it with Refuge a couple times, but I
did it-
want.
Yeah,
Played
I
this
did
year.
it with.
Like what? A couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but Audra got to do it with like one of the
Femme
big
Zeppelin.
Femme Zeppelin things. But I've never like I've. And
We've never
we've
done
put
it.
in First to 11 and M4 since they were like every year. I put them
Yeah.
in because
See-
there's an application online. But like, yeah, doing 8 Great Tuesdays is like my Eerie checklist, and I want to be an Eerie Apparel model so bad.
One
Like
of our
I
first-
just
one
want
of
to
our
like.
first-
so
one of our
we could
first
do
guests
I know,
is-
but they were like,
You're
anyone,
too old.
Anyone want to do this between? No, they literally said
they were
between
like
the ages of
25 or
32 and like 40, and I was like, me, nothing.
We'll get you
See,
a connect.
the
Oh,
problem-
I can- they asked me to do it once. I'll just send them.
Oh,
like,
really?
some.
The
I'll be like,
problem-
"Here."
Yeah,
Is-
yeah.
Me and Ryan.
Really?
Shut up.
Okay.
Connect there for you.
No
yeah,
way.
two of
We'll
our
get you
buddies.
in.
Dude, I just want one.
No,
Just
I couldn't do it. Like they asked me to do it once, and I was like, I can't do it.
See,
Freak is hard.
Yeah.
the problem with the local
Yeah.
shows is me and Ryan are on two separate arcs. Ryan's on the
I care only about
Ryan
Eerie.
is on the redemption arc, and I'm about to train this town. I'm about to be like, oh, I'm from San Francisco. Bye bye. Like, not actually, but probably. Like, I'm just like, I'll never play in Erie ever again. Like, if they don't like start like
It was also
paying
hard.
attention.
Yeah, next time
Nobody,
that you're
yeah,
playing.
nobody like tours like don't ever actually come
No.
here. It's always like Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo.
The
like,
thing that
everywhere
makes
else.
blows my mind is that people will come up to us and just be like, "When are you playing in Erie?" I'm just like, "Does everyone want us to play in Erie except the people that book the shows in Erie?" Because
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that is correct.
You guys need,
Yeah,
like,
people
a
who live
petition.
close to here will like be like, when is your next show? Like I know there's people who have messaged us who are driving up for 814 Day because
Like,
they're like, we just
when
wanna
we
see
were
you."
young- younger.
There's a lot of people.
There's
There's
a
people
lot of
like
people,
a few of
yeah.
our fans have messaged and been like, I got a hotel room and
What
like.
time you playing? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta be, yeah.
When we were younger, I understood it, but now we got 1 million subscribers. We're all 20, not 21, but 20, and they're just like, "Well," I'm just like, "Well, what? What is gonna come after that? Well, because it should be
Yeah, it
nothing."
used to be you're not old enough.
Yeah, I still throw it out there. I go to like every promoter that I know, and I'm like, First to 11's available to play this summer. I just sit and wait.
Crickets.
Yeah.
They haters, bro.
we should use this because I want Gannon to start having concerts. Like it'd be so
Yeah.
easy to host. All the Edinburgh gets big names. IUP got
Oh
they
yeah,
got
yeah.
what Little Baby a couple years ago.
Dude, IU who? Am I right, guys?
Like, that's a.
Weren't we supposed to play again? And actually, I think it got canceled.
Yeah, we were
We should
gonna
make
do
it
like an
happen.
acoustic
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
or
yeah.
something like
Should
that.
make it happen.
Dude.
In Club Labrica, they're gonna make you play in the basement of the
Yeah,
cafeteria.
I think that was exactly what we were
chance.
supposed to
Yeah,
do.
No chance.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
That
But
is-
like, you guys should definitely set something up, and a lot of people
Yeah.
will come out for
yeah.
sure.
Especially if you guys
Let
are
us know.
fans.
Yeah.
We used
not,
to.
not like surprised you guys have like that just came out weird.
Yeah.
But like if you have fans that are willing to travel,
to
and
come,
come
yeah,
in,
to
hell
come
yeah.
here, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely would. But what
Make it happen.
we just did this thing.
You're new agents. Sorry.
Yeah.
We did this thing with Mary Kay a couple weeks ago. We
I
flew.
don't know.
Makeup brand?
I don't.
We're allowed to say that we did it. We just
Oh,
can't
I was
show
gonna say, I
anything
don't
what it
know
looks
if we
like.
can
They
Yeah.
say
signed
Yeah.
an NDA. Shut up.
I was like, are we allowed to talk about this?
No, yeah, we're allowed to say that we did it. But we did this thing.
So far, and they're not gonna listen.
I was gonna say Mary Kay ain't gonna get this far.
I was gonna say if they're listening up into an hour and 20
Mary,
minutes,
if you're still
respect.
here, God bless you.
Yeah.
But they like searched us out and they found us and they were like went through a booking agency and like this whole thing and they flew us down to Texas. They took such good care of us. They were like seriously the best people
It
ever.
was so
It was
fun.
so nice. And we were talking to them like, "Oh, for this event last year, like who did you guys get?" And they were like, who was it?
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
That's who
I
they
was
got prior
You
to
went
us.
from
And then it
Keith
was us.
Urban to us. Bro, you
were
gotta
like,
get your priorities straight, man.
They were like, we wanted something fresh and hip, and you guys have tons of followers, and we thought, you were kind of the same as him. And I was like,
We were
what?
like,
Dude, I feel like
Okay.
we feel so fake all the time because we're either punching so far below our weight level it's crazy or so far above our weight
Yeah.
level it's crazy.
This is funny because Keith Urban could just be like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Hey, everybody, I started a YouTube channel. 8 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No videos posted. Everyone's just like, nah, sure, I like Keith Urban. And then, like, we grind for years and we're at 1 million and everyone's just like, I really
And then we like go to play a live show and we're like, please show up.
Yeah.
Please come see us play.
YouTube pretty much exponential though. Like once you once you get past that one point, it just starts going up and up and up. And like you knock down like 1,000, and then you knock down 10,000,
Yeah.
then 100,000, then 300,000.
It is and
now you're gonna
isn't.
be-
There's definitely like stopping points, and you can even notice it with people that kind of linger. It's big milestones. Right after that is really, really hard. So like we hit 1 million, and I'm not saying there's a lot of things. We hit 1 million, and you can literally see it in our statistics just
Yeah.
go down because like there's so much hype to get an artist
1 million.
to a certain point, whether it be whatever, you know what I mean? You'll see it. A lot of YouTube channels will linger 500,000 for a long time because you're like 500,000 mark, and then it just kind of tapers off. 1 million, 10 million. How many people
The
just
jump from 1
skyrocket to
million
10 million?
10 million is
Even
like-
look at a
Yeah.
YouTuber like PewDiePie, who just went from 70 million to like 100, 110 million instantly, and now he's still at like 115 or something. It's just there's definitely like
There's not any more people in the world. for
exactly,
him, though.
but like for a platform that is like technically unlimited, 7 billion people,
Yeah.
but there's definitely points of stopping where it's just like, okay, this is kind of like you got to do something to kind of relight the fire because it's kind of gone out here. So it's really interesting to see like big milestones. Like once we got past 500,000, it felt exponential. We like
Yeah.
exponentially grew till 1 million.
But it was like also COVID. You know what I mean? Like
It
there
was
was
just
a lot
good
of things that just
timing.
really lined up for us. We can't really put our finger on what exactly any of it is, but like we hit 1 million right in the middle of COVID and Christmas time, which is like when people are the most engaged watching.
But- I'd definitely be interested for you guys to go home and like check out YouTubers you watch and just kind of look at their numbers because if they're not actively growing right now, you'll definitely see like trends where it's just like they're kind of stuck a little bit after bigger milestones because it can get hard to like. It's almost like what do you promote at that
Yeah.
point? Like it's just like you got to be good. Like you just got to be like. And I'm not saying that people don't deserve whatever they have, but it's so easy to be like. You like us, we want to get to 1 million. People are much easier like, oh, I like them. Let's
And
get them to 1 million.
when
But
you-
once we're past that and they don't love the song,
Yeah.
what's
But
the
there's
point?
like a club, like you can have tons of one-hit wonders that are all over the radio, and I feel like I equate that with 1 million subscriber channels. You know what I mean? You're a one-hit wonder. You did a lot more than most people. You know what I mean? But if you really want to get into that upper echelon, if you want to become Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, someone that has hit after hit after hit, you know what I mean? You've got to do something amazing to get to those. That I think our Social Blade or something like that says our predicted like 10 million subscriber point is in like 2030 or something like that. It's like
But
really far away.
it's just it's very interesting to like see stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, it's gonna sound bad. It's definitely a lot more about views than it is about subscribers. Subscribers.
I've given up on subscribers at this point. It's so far
Subscribers-
away from like the next big
The next
milestone that
milestone,
it's
yeah.
like
Subscribers is definitely like what keeps us going and like YouTubers going. Views is like what keeps the lights on. And
Yeah.
it's super interesting to see view counts compared amongst like subscriber counts.
always so off. There's like I know a page I follow on Instagram. It was like 95% of the people that had I don't even know a click on their page or a click on their one post last week. It when 95% weren't actually following like him. And like that's how we
Ours
were.
is crazy high.
No,
like
but it's
that.
I don't even mean that
that
is
high.
insane. But it's also crazy to compare it to like bands that do the same thing because we have a lot of friends. Like this is in no way like a bad thing or talking ill on anybody, but our friends Halcyon have like 600,000 subscribers. We've done a lot of stuff with them, but they have like 80 million views overall, and they've been doing it longer than we have, and we have like 250 million views. It's just crazy to see like the differences in view counts
And,
between
how?
people.
It's just crazy. Like, how does that even happen?
Like where does like all that get made up from?
Yeah.
Because it's just crazy to see like, it's almost like
But there's
okay.
things like Sweet Child, that are just a machine. We're not promoting that. We're not. It's been so many years since we did it, and that's the thing. It's just racking up views for us all by itself. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the new content that we put out.
part of you can think about it like, oh, the less views you get, and the faster you hit a milestone, it's better because it means your conversion rate is really good. But then you're also just like I said, the views is the money. So like, well, it's like, where do you? I just stopped looking at analytics altogether. It just like hurts my brain.
And then
Like
that dot just keeps blinking. It's like updating now, and it's like over the last 28 days or whatever you put it to, and there's just so much so much.
we've
data to consume.
definitely, I think, kind of as an entirety of a band, have definitely focused away from like let's get new people in, and it's just like let's take the people we have, 1 million subscribers, and let's make them like die-hard fans. Like, if we're gonna have 1 million people, it's not gonna be a number. It's gonna be 1 million people.
Yeah.
So like when we go out and we see on our analytics we got 10,000 people in LA, then we better go play in
See
front of
10
10,000 people. I think that's definitely where we're transitioning right now. Not only to help our mental state, or at least my mental state, but just because like. Like Ryan said, like, what's the next milestone? It's not anything. Focus on what we have, continue to grow that, and more people will just naturally come.
But you can see bands that have 3 million, 4 million subscribers, and then they put out a new video and it gets, less than 100,000 views. You know what I mean?
But
I don't want to ever be
I'll also
that disconnected.
I'll
from
also
the
look
people
at
that are
bands
subscribed.
like that Ryan had listened to that are still going.
Oh,
like
yeah.
every time I die, like they're unkillable just because they have X. I don't actually know their statistics, but let's say they have 500,000 monthly listeners. That is not 500,000 because of a playlist. That's because there's 500,000 people out there that want to see them live right now.
Oh yeah.
So whenever they go tour, it's just crazy because, like I said, like their listener
different
count
kind of fan.
is not based off of like, I guess, fakeness. Like right now, it's really interesting to see like you have features and you have playlisting and all that. So it's like, okay, what artists are just got a feature on a song and have a really high view count there, got a good playlist placing, have a high view count there, and what bands are just grinded, like
their
teeth and
listeners
nail.
are all just organic.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
and they just have it because like
people that are like, I want to listen to music. I want to listen to Every Time I Die. You know what
exactly
I mean?
because
They
like
type in that
a
band.
lot of like. I mean, we're guilty of it as well. Like, we'll get playlists, and you can see it go up, and every time I die, they're not getting anything. It's just 500,000 people out there that want to see them play. Like, bands, like, definitely in the metal community, it's really cool to see, just because, like, they don't have as much of a mainstream outlet to, like, cultivate like that. So, if they got over 1 million monthly listeners, they probably did a blood sacrifice for that. Because, like, there's 1 million people out there that want to see them live right now.
That's how Mike is.
Mike's side? Yeah.
But then the opposite side of that is like, one-hit wonder bands that their one song, like, I don't know, Bowling for Soup or Lit or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, where their entirety of their, like, Spotify listeners are just based
that
off of
one
that one
song.
playlist
That
and that
song
one
playlist,
song
yeah.
that just keeps getting,
Or-
like,
I see it a lot with solo female artists that like exclusively sing on like Chainsmokers songs, where it's like nothing against their skill or anything.
Hard right now.
What? Yeah, don't ever leave us. You need us. No, but I just look at it from the standpoint. I look at her because she probably listens to that
Yeah.
a lot more than me, but it's not that they're bad or anything. It's just like they have that one song, and I'd actually hate to be in that position because like. You have like 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, but what is like, who is there for you
Yeah.
and who
Yeah.
not there for you? Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, you're making that money, but like, you wanna know.
but if that
'Cause
artist
it
did
can-
a solo tour,
it-
how many people would show up?
Exactly, it informs decisions. So like, one thing that I love is that we don't do a lot of collabs. We do it very rarely. We do it for fun, and we do it because we want to collaborate with the people that we want to. And it doesn't skew our numbers, you know what I mean? So we look at our Spotify, we got like 350 monthly listeners, 350,000. So we know, okay, these people want to listen to us, you know what I mean? Those are ours.
We're not on any huge playlist.
Exactly. I mean, we look at it sounds kind of like ego stroking, but we look at all of our top videos and all of our...
All right.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up. All of our top videos are our songs. None of it's like just because we collaborated with this person or this person. Like we can say like our top video, as much as I hate the song, is "Sweet Child of Mine," and we did that. I hate that song. Oh my god.
All right, guys. To wrap up, where can they find you guys, and what do you have coming up?
I have another question first.
Go ahead.
Where do you think you guys will be in a year? I've been asking every guest this. Next summer, I'm gonna put it side by side. Will you say now, and where we're gonna get you back on? You're gonna talk about where you're at. And we're gonna.
If people don't put masks on, we're gonna be in the same
gonna
place
be
that we were
right
last
Exactly.
Hopefully, we'll be
I mean,
touring
yeah.
and out playing shows and just.
We're
kinda doing
definitely
that.
leveling up to the absolute max, our live show. Because, like, it's not
That's
that,
the
like,
plan,
we've
for
conquered
sure.
YouTube, but we're definitely comfortable. We definitely know what we want to do on the internet side, and now we're like, let's go play live. Let's go meet the people.
Yeah,
let's go put
that's really
faces
exciting.
to
Yeah,
numbers.
because we've been able to see everybody online, like, reacting to our stuff and, like, following us for however long that they've been, like, fans of us. And it definitely is cool, even with the few shows that we have played recently, to be like, you are this person that we've, like, seen online for, like, this many years, you know? So I think we're excited to actually be able to go out and, like, see what we have been building will lead to.
That's cool.
All right, now where can everybody find you at, and what do you guys have going on in your lives?
Okay, so you can find us on pretty much every social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, First to 11. You can follow us on all streaming platforms, First to 11. Follow us on Spotify. That's our big one. And we have, I don't know, when is this going to come out?
This will come out
Next
next Thursday, right before 814 Day.
Okay, so we're literally playing 814 Day, and then we leave the next day. So we'll be gone.
So
but
see them on Saturday.
you
They'll
can
have
see
their
us on
live
Saturday.
stream on
Yes.
this Thursday night,
Yeah.
every Thursday night.
yeah, you'll be able to see our new videos every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We live stream on our YouTube channel before the videos every week, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m.
Cool.
Did I get everything?
What's going on in our lives? So we're just taking it easy. We're just,
Go ahead, you guys can throw your names and socials. Anything else you want to plug? Shout out your mom, your dog,
Oh.
whatever.
I'm going to do
We
all...
can go one by one.
Mom, please don't watch this. I said a bad word. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to plug my own, but go watch my son's YouTube channel, Cohen Kryshak. Give him some subs. And then the Ryan Rock School YouTube channel, the Brooks Surgeoner Rock School channel. Or wait, Brooks Surgeoner
Surgeoner channel.
YouTube channel.
There's this really
I have a
cool.
YouTube channel.
There's this really cool
Audrey
original
Miller.
band I just found
Oh, right.
called Concrete
Concrete
Castles.
Castles.
It's us. Not Ryan though.
us.
He's too old. He wasn't allowed. No, but
That's
we
where
play
all of our
original
original
music
music
under
is.
Concrete Castles. Hopefully we'll be touring with them,
We have a
even though
YouTube channel,
Ryan's
all
like,
the
you're not allowed to
socials.
tour.
I
You hate her.
have a YouTube channel. You can follow all of us on Instagram. But all that's just in the First to 11
Yeah.
stuff, so you'll be able to find everything.
Awesome. Any shout outs?
You guys.
Yeah,
I love
thank
you.
You guys for having us on the podcast.
Plug yourselves
Thank
now.
you.
We're Ryan the World Podcast.
Let's go.
You guys are coming from them. We put out an episode every Thursday. We try to get people from
Same day.
Erie or Canton. We try to get local people and promote people that are doing something a little different.
Good.
They're just not doing the same old, going to college. And not that there's anything against that. Do that. Go get that degree. Go get that money. But yeah. Go do something different. Do something cool. Go start a band. Go start a business. Start a YouTube page. Do something cool. Impact the world.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.